חיזוק from the Parbsha, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Kisuvoi. In the time of the Balatanya, there was a very famous rich person that was very well known as a very, very stingy person. Every time someone would come to his door and ask for tzedakah, he would always used to take out a roasted coin, and he used to give them the roasted coin. And it was very known in town that the poor people came to him just to throw him back in his face the coin. It was just very unpleasant to get a roasted coin from a stingy guy that everybody knows that he was very rich. And everyone knows that there was the terrible gzeire of the Kantonisten in Russia, that they used to take young kids to the military. They used to take them there for 20 years, 25 years sometimes, and until they completely forgot Yiddishkeit, they got mixed up with the Goyim. That is how the Russians were able to make Yiddishkeit forgotten over the years for so many people. It was a terrible gzeire. There was once upon a time, but in the Balatanya's times, that they took to the military a chosen in the day of his chasana. The Balatanya couldn't take it. He went to speak to a bishop for the Kala, bishop for everyone. And he went to speak to the head of the army. They should release him. And he did a lot of his shtadlis with the skunim. Finally, the head of the army agreed that for 1,000 rubles, he would release him. He knew that they would never be able to get 1,000 rubles. Anyways, they made a list of which rich people to go. And then the Tanya said, why don't I see this rich person that always used to give this rusted coin? And they said, Rabbi, please, why would we waste our time going to this guy? He would never give anything, would give you a rusted coin. Balatanya said, no, I have to do my shtadlis and go. So the first stop they made was going up to this person. And they knock on his door and he sees the Tanya. And the Tanya explained to them what a terrible thing the chasna is there for his chasna. The guy comes to the door with his rusted coin. And he gives it to the Tanya, and everybody around the Tanya was ready to say, you see, Rebbe, we told you so. But they just waited for the Rebbe to handle it. And the Rebbe says, thank you so much. I have no words to appreciate you. To thank you. It was so kind of you. Because that you should be zeiche. What? You don't throw back the coin on me? Come inside. Bottom line, they developed a conversation with Tanya, and he told the Tanya that years ago, he gave to a poor person this coin. This matzav wasn't so good. And this person got so angry and he threw it back in his face. And I made a commitment that I'll never give tzedakah again until somebody is going to take it and tell me thank you. And he gave him the entire money for this boy, and the chasna went out from the army that day, and the chasna was beautiful. In this week's Parsha, we learned the Parsha from thank you, Bekirim. What is Bekirim? What did he accomplish? You have a tree in your backyard in Ashkelon or in Beersheba or in Haifa. You have to go all the way to Yerushalayim. It wasn't an easy trip. It wasn't an app, Uber. It wasn't around then. Boom, Uber back and forth. 2 hours, you're back. No. It was weeks with 2 pieces of fig. Wow, what an accomplishment. You have 2 figs that you planted in the tree and it grew. What is this such a big deal over here? Ad kedei kach. That the Medrash tells us, "V'lekachtum ma'reishis b'shvil oilem b'reishis borelikim b'shvil bekirim shenekel reishis." The whole entire world was created for this mitzvah. The answer is very simple. The Tanya explained, when saying thank you to this person, I made a connection with him. You make a connection with him, we'll always give you more. The mitzvah from bekirim is to make a connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I say thank you even for a little fig in every matzav in life. V'somachtu b'chol atoiv. It's so difficult to understand v'somachtu b'chol atoiv. So many times we have hardships in life, tragedies in life. How can you say v'somachtu b'chol atoiv, everything is good? It is difficult. It is very difficult. I'm not in that madreige, and very few are. But the Berditchever told us how to handle it. The Heilige Berditchever. As es geht, is es di. As es chulil nish geht, is es weiter di. And if it's di, then it's get. If it's good, then it's from you. If it's not good, it's also from you. And if it's from you, then it's good. It's very hard, but let's live with it. With v'somachtu b'chol ha'toiv, and thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu in every situation, in every matzav. B'schiz that we should be zoiche, that the toichich from this parsha should be neskaim, tichle shunu v'kilu l'seyu, tucha el shunu, ebircha seyu, agit n'Shabbos.